Thursday, Princess Beatrice attended a swanky lunch in celebration of her friend, Alice Naylor Leland's, birthday, and she looked amazing. Beatrice attended the bash in a baby blue shirt, with white lining across the collar, which she wore up, and the cuffs. She held a clutch bag close to her chest and accessorized with a ring and a bracelet. She wore her beautiful hair down, with her locks beginning to flow down her back. Princess Beatrice was also joined by Princess Eugenie and Zara Tindall for a long lunch at celebrity favorite Scott's restaurant after Prince Philip's memorial service on Tuesday. It was a rare outing for the cousins, whose parents Prince Andrew and Princess Anne are siblings, who appeared to be gathering to remember their grandfather with an intimate meal after the memorial service at the Abbey. The cousins, alongside their husbands, Eduardo Mapelli Mozzi, Jack Brooks Batink and Mike Tindall, came together for a lengthy meal at the exclusive eatery in Mayfair and appeared in good spirits as they left the high-end eatery. Earlier, Beatrice looked regal and radiant to attend her grandfather Prince Philip's service of Thanksgiving, but her daring accessory broke royal tradition. She wore a black coat dress by Nonu Lyons a Euro, incidentally called Beatrice a Euro, as well as velvet pumps and a matching clutch bag. Beatrice also opted for a burgundy velvet floral headband which featured a small veil. Much like white wedding dresses, facial veils at funerals were brought into fashion under Queen Victoria, though traditionally within the royal family, they are only worn for the funeral of a sovereign. Yet as Prince Philip's service of Thanksgiving was neither a funeral, nor was he a sovereign, Princess Beatrice's stylish and sophisticated fashion statement goes against the grain of royal fashion expectations. The 33-year-old may know this but had opted to wear it as a sign of respect for the deceased. Princess Beatrice was particularly emotional at the event, tearing up as she watched her father the Duke of York accompany the Queen down the aisle at Westminster Abbey, seemingly overcome by the significance of the moment. Shortly after laying eyes on her father and the Queen, Beatrice covered her face with the order of service. She then stood mutely while others around her sang, apparently trying to hold in tears. The emotion would have also been driven by the personal loss she felt at the death of her beloved grandfather the Duke of Edinburgh. Beatrice is understood to have been incredibly close to her late grandfather and was amongst the royals who appeared in the BBC Prince Philip documentary last year. She also got a little emotional discussing him on ITV's Our Queen at 90 back in 2016. "My fabulous grandfather. When I talk about my grandfather, I really get quite emotional," she told viewers. "Because he is the most unique person and I'm very lucky that there are lots of moments where I have been able to share some quite magical times with my grandfather." The sight of Princess Beatrice in tears at the recent memorial for Prince Philip was an incredibly moving one as she reflected on her memories of him. A second goodbye was had for the Duke of Edinburgh at Westminster Abbey with many of the royal family in attendance. Multiple members of the family were visibly upset as the day marked almost 1 year since the Duke's death but, unlike at his funeral, they were able to comfort one another free from COVID restrictions. Her Majesty, who is married to Philip for 73 years, was pictured with teary eyes while Charles was seen wiping tears away from his own. The two sat next to each other during the ceremony where many of Philip's previously unfulfilled memorial wishes were finally realized. When the Duke died last April, coronavirus restrictions meant only 30 people were allowed to attend his funeral and singing was banned. Today's memorial is a celebratory service of Thanksgiving which reflects on the life led by the Duke of Edinburgh. With it being a memorial service, most people would expect the color of choice to be black. However, the Queen, the Duchess of Cornwall and the Princess Royal were all dressed in dark green. The choice of color was seemingly a subtle tribute to Philip, whose livery color was Edinburgh green. The color was used for his staff liveries. The Duke's page at the coronation wore dark green and silver in private cars. The monarch's brooch was another nod to her late husband of more than 70 years. She chose her yellow gold, ruby and diamond scarab brooch, designed by Andrew Grima, which was a personal gift from Philip in 1966.
Thank you for watching. If you liked, feel free to leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon to get new video updates. We will update the latest videos about the royal family every day. Thanks and goodbye.